Yo, when it rain, it flows.
Hey,
it's time to build up.
With the Southern flow.
Let's go. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Loomis Brinks.
What's good? It's your boy Trey B.
And you're now tapped into the Southern Flow. You already know how we do. We're going to jump right into it. Who's your Southern Flow legend?
My Southern Flow legend
for this
today,
episode,
man. I'm going to give a shout out because he been giving a lot of pushback on social media right now. I'm going to give him his flowers, though, man, while you can smell him. I'm going to give it out to Uncle Luke, man. Uncle Luke, Two Live Crew, Uncle Luke.
Luke is an originator.
Luke, man.
Luke
For
is
sure.
an originator.
A pioneer. He been going on a couple rants lately on Instagram, man, saying that, this the 40th year of Southern hip hop. And it started with him.
Specifically Southern hip hop.
And it started with him. He the pioneer.
I got you.
He taking claims of that, which, you do your research and your history. It's facts.
He's a pioneer.
He was the first artist to
he broke a lot of molds.
For sure, he released the record.
His
Throw That D.
His explicitness.
Throw That D came out in 1985, 1986. That record was released. So 40 years from that segment.
And he gave a lot of artists. He opened the doors for a lot of artists.
For
specifically Trick Daddy, one of my favorite artists in the South.
Facts, bro. Just Florida, period. That southern region of Florida, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
South Florida, period, man.
Most
He opened the doors up, man.
Big shouts out to Florida.
So I'm gonna give my Southern Flow legend to Uncle Luke, man. A lot of controversy, but hey, still a Southern Flow legend, still a pioneer, man.
Big shouts out to all my people, Tallahassee, Mariana, Chipley. I got a few folks coming up from Orlando.
For sure.
A lot of people tapping in, man.
Facts, man. We panhandle babies, man.
Most definitely. My Southern Flow legend, I'm going to go local.
Okay.
Somebody we always talk about, but I feel like this is a great time, especially him getting ready to do the ribbon cutting for his new youth center.
Okay.
And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about Nate Patterson.
Facts, man. Big shouts out.
Check out Time Youth Dothan. Check out the organization and everything that they've been doing. I could be selling him short on the time he's been working in the community, but I know at least 5 years. For sure. I've been seeing Time Youth put in the work.
He started Time Youth in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. So he got 10 years
10,
in,
11 years.
10 years in the game. And that's what's crazy how it's coming into fruition, you know what I'm saying? It's started in 2015, now it's 2025, 10 years.
Yeah.
Just to show the grind and the work, you know what I'm saying? This didn't happen overnight, man. 10 years.
It's not a light task, man. So big shouts out to everything that Nate is doing, has done, the building that he's doing in the community.
Facts.
And really giving a voice to the young men out there. And as we know in these times, the young men need the representation and the inspiration so that they don't fall short to expiration.
For sure.
At a real early time in their lives, man. So big shouts out to Nate. And with all that being said, Trey B, what up, man?
What's good, bro? What's good, man?
We back with another one.
Back, bro. Like
it's
I said, back in their face,
to
man.
Build up.
For sure. With the
we were talking earlier, man. So I know we got a lot to get into.
Hip hop industry, man. A lot of stuff still going on. I want to say R.I.P. the young Scooter, man. That's been in the media lately. Yeah, and it's just like every time we come back to these couches, man.
Some has transpired,
happened, bro. Something has happened, man.
Okay. Not to cut your bill, but with the young Scooter situation, from what I was seeing, was this supposedly this was an accident?
Yes, it's up in the air, man. It's like nothing is sticking right now, man.
Yeah, they saying Young Thug put out a post.
Yeah, he under fire right now. They trying to get him with a probation violation. I just seen that, man. The Fulton County, I guess the
for even talking about violence,
for even putting that tweet out, bro.
Wow.
They saying that's a probation violation, so he might be.
What?
That's gonna, like you said, when we come back to these couches, that's gonna be something.
Stay off the internet. Stay off the internet.
Stay off the internet, bro.
Unless you tapping into the Southern Flow.
For sure. But yeah, along with that, like you said, along with that young scooter incident, man, it's looking like they want to call it an incidental death from a leg injury.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people saying that they have also done another autopsy where he's shown he got a firearm injury. So it's looking like he took a gunshot wound, and that may have been the cause of his death. But man, right now it's just up in the air. It's wild, bro.
And then I saw another story that talked about the young lady who supposedly made the call.
Demi Blanco. I just, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Research looked up. She was a contestant for the Zeus Network TV show Baddies. So she kind of, it's like she trying to get her stardom.
Some clout.
Like, some clout. Like, is this the links? You willing to go? But now she done got arrested.
Because supposedly it was false.
It was a false accusation. False police report. Not a man dead, bro.
This is the era that we live in. So really, in the sense, we really don't know what has transpired. We really just know this man lost his life.
We just know he lost his life. But, you know, like they say, man, what's done in the dark it'll come to the light.
So
for sure. We'll for sure know the exact cause of his death shortly, sometime soon, man. But R.I.P. Young Scooter, man.
R.I.P. We never want to
see. The Jug King, man. If you don't know, man, that's Mr. Count Up, man. He made, to me, motivational music. Some people want to call it trap. Some people want to call it, you know what I'm saying, a negative connotation. But hey,
who was that? Who made that song? I walk like money. I talk. Is that Young Ralph?
I think it is Young Ralph. I think that is.
Okay.
That's an ATL legend.
Is Scooter in that lane?
He kind of like you say in that lane. They both use the term jug. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
I know when you hear that, when I think about like that jug, lingo type.
For sure.
I think about somebody like Young Ralph.
For sure.
Who I'm trying to, not Young LA. Just Young Ralph.
For sure.
And it might be some other artists in that realm, but I know I ain't hip
to
a lot of it, you know, especially when it's that, just that.
Them deep cuts. Yeah.
It's that YN rap.
Yeah.
Hate to use that term, you know, but we here.
We here, man. We here, bro. But like you said, RP on Scooter again, man. And another thing that's crazy that happened in the rap industry, the shooter of SaySoP and Sauce Walka, we spoke on that on previous episodes.
Right.
He's done been found dead in Houston, Texas. So it's like,
I saw that.
It's like, bro, like what's really going on?
So what I saw also was an additional person.
Yeah, now they're looking for an additional shooter now.
No,
it was two shooters.
No, 2 people have been found dead. This was the story, the last story that I saw.
Yeah.
But they were saying later on in that same day they found the other person.
That's crazy, bro. Hey,
wow.
Sauce looking like he one of them ones not to be messed with.
In a sense, right? Like
in a sense, hey.
And we ain't, we ain't putting no
hats or no allegations on nobody.
But obviously there's some retaliation.
For sure. It's looking real crazy right now. But a lot of people saying, they speculating that, maybe it was, I seen some comments saying maybe it was since the feds knew who they was looking for, maybe, whoever he was working for, the shooter if he was a paid shooter, maybe the people that paid him maybe went on ahead and knocked him off before he could.
So it went breadcrumb, paper trail.
For sure. Facts, bro. So you never know, man. We ain't gonna put no speculations or allegations on nobody, but that's just crazy that happened, bro.
That's you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Bro. You gonna die by it.
It's a lot going on in Texas though, man.
It's a lot, bro.
Could it be because of the economic shift? I'm not sure if people are aware of that, but also a lot of just corporations have been transitioning to Texas. If I'm not mistaken, Tesla's already there.
It's a lot of jobs,
but it's a lot of like large firms, agencies, like I said, corporations.
I ain't gonna say the new Atlanta. I ain't gonna get them that term because
Texas has always carried its own vibe.
It always carries its own weight, but now it's carrying more weight because a lot of people are, like you say, economically doing well out there. A lot of people are moving there for financial gain. So it's a lot going on out there,
Drizzy
bro.
said Houston, Atlanta, Vegas,
bro.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. He ain't say that for no reason. Houston is always Houston for sure.
Facts.
But I just think Texas in itself is
Dallas, Fort Worth.
is a dope space. Southern Flow gonna tap in.
Facts, bro. We in there, bro.
We in a way indirectly by means of Trey B. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Big shouts out to Texas, man.
Facts,
Y'all get it
bro.
together down there though.
What you think about though? We got some local news, man. We gonna give, we gonna tap into our local fans.
Yeah, for sure.
Tap into them, man. Everybody, if you've been living under a rock, if you was under underground in a bunker or whatever, but I don't know where you was Monday, but we had a tragic, I ain't gonna call it a catastrophe, but we made national news. We made CBS news. We had a tornado that hit the Wiregrass area, Circle City, right here on the south side, man. Big shouts out to everybody that held it down, made it through. If whether you in the community, in the streets, cleaning up, doing whatever you got to do, you know what I'm saying. Big shouts out to you. But we had a tornado touchdown Monday, man, and it wrecked through one of our local schools, man.
And big shots. Nobody. I think there was some minor injuries.
Yeah.
Nobody lost their life. From what I'm hearing, we're gonna get to the.
They did say a roof fell on some kids' heads.
Yeah, it was
they did say that, but like you said, it wasn't really.
Yeah, just minor scrapes. Sure. We ain't underestimating it, but but from what I'm hearing, before we get to the other side of it, the staff did a superb job. You never know what to do until it really happens.
We was underprepared. We knew we were anticipating a thunderstorm, but we didn't know it was going to turn into a tornado, a tornado warning, for sure. Uh-huh. 1 minute. That's crazy. That's not enough time at all, bro.
And you just pivot to the best.
Because I seen a post also on Facebook where a lady kind of went viral locally. She made a post with her and her daughter crying outside the school, and she was saying that the daughter was saying that her class was in the gym when the tornado hit. Like they wasn't already at safety. They was in the gym playing volleyball or basketball or whatever they were playing, and the storm hit and the roof came off the building while they was in the gym, and the mom was just saying like, why wasn't the kids in a safe place during the storm? She gave a lot of flack to the school. A lot of people was giving a lot of flack to the school, man, on social media, man. It was kind of crazy Monday and Tuesday.
Everybody was flustered.
Everybody had an outcome that should have happened. Why were the kids at school?
Right.
Why were they not let out early?
Right.
Why were they not in safe places, bro?
Well, bro, because I give a big shout out to my kid's school because she was safe, bro,
sure.
and in those times, you only want your kids with you. It was one situation, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, where we thought it was going to be like major, and it didn't even hit us, by grace, right? Mm-hmm. And the kids were going to go up to, I think we were taking them up to like their grandparents, and then we were like, you know what? When it's happening if something like this transpire, I'd rather my kids be with me. You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody could have made that call.
Exactly, and that's you made a valid point.
Everybody could have made that call.
You were not obligated to send your kids to school that day if it was that serious.
Hey,
we all got access to the weather channel, to the weather app on our phone,
and I'm sure these people aren't intentionally we're gonna put them in harm's way. Again, they only had a minute.
Crazy,
bro. 3 is pressure.
That's crazy,
a category
bro.
3 tornado.
That's crazy.
That's pressure.
I know, but it only lasted for 4 minutes on the ground. It disappeared because we wasn't supposed to get it.
Bro, when you think about 4 minutes though, 4 minutes that's a long time.
A long time, bro. A minute is a long time.
What?
In a tornado? So,
bro, I experienced that as a kid, man, young kid. We playing the game. I'm with my older cousins. We back in the Sega days. We playing Coach K. And lights went off one time. We kind of like, and they came back on. Got back to it. Went off again. Sound like a train was in the going chaotic. A train / chainsaw.
Yeah.
My cousins, they older, they laughing. We under the table rolling. But
it's serious. Yeah.
It's serious business when a tornado is on the ground, bro. So I can only imagine how those kids felt, how the adults felt.
For sure. Exactly.
And I gotta hold my composure.
Nobody asked how the teachers felt or the principal or the administration, man. They just But sure enough, we're gonna care about the kids first. But still, you got people that those teachers and administrators also had their life in harm's way as well. You think they wanted to be there Come on now.
And so adding on to that, I saw a few pieces too. People were just talking about like the aftermath. So again, this isn't something that I could just like be prepared for. And so maybe there is no format. So even like in picking up kids, we understand this policy and procedure behind that. It's got to be regulated still. And so I think parents assume that I can just go pick up my kids just because it's a catastrophe is happening.
Don't work like that.
You still got to follow, procedures.
Protocol.
Yeah. And maybe people could have been rude to said parents, but then vice versa.
Fact.
I just think we have to give each other grace.
Like
we lack giving each other grace.
You always say that, bro.
Yeah, like, man, this is a moment where we should just be trying to figure out how to work together, so.
I just say, man, that's just, like you say, that's just one aspect of many of the culture, man.
Yeah.
Just many of the culture. Because I ain't going to say it wasn't just, black culture, but just culture as a whole, man. We, like you say, not giving each other grace, always finding something, bro.
Yeah.
Find a positive. Like you say, no one was hurt, no one was, major injuries, no one was killed. The roof came off, some damage to the school, but everybody made it home to their guardian,
man,
bro.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. That everybody, as serious as it was, everybody was able to make it home. We just got to keep pushing forward. We got to keep having the conversation. And, I think in the social media era,
everybody got an opinion, bro.
Everybody got an opinion, but and everybody want to be heard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you say the lady, and I'm not knocking these people, but I'm just not big on getting on social media and crying.
For sure. I ain't gonna say a little stage, but
it's almost staged because it's like I gotta.
While we recording,
I gotta prop my phone up.
Yeah.
But giving again, so I'm just saying it to say sometimes people want to share their testimony.
Yeah, for sure.
Because everybody is sharing their testimony to what has happened.
For sure.
You want to let the world know. Cool, I understand. But social media does prompt that.
For sure.
It prompts it. People want to
let's get this out. Yeah, let's get this out.
Even if it's just a post, I just want to see who gonna reply.
Yep.
Who feel the way I feel.
Facts.
So.
We in that era, bro. We in that era, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting stuff out and being on social media, man, your boy Marvin Sapp done stated his case on the 40K, man. He done stated his case on his plight on the 40K. What was his stance on that, and what the true meaning of him asking them to close the doors for the church, and what I'm saying, taking up that tithes and offering he was looking for.
Never would have made it, huh?
Never would have made it without the 40K, without the doors being closed. Never would have made it, bro. But he was just saying along the lines. Did you see what he said? Like,
I got the gist of it.
Yeah,
and
he was saying basically if you didn't check it out, he was saying he was asking for that offering to pay for the convention that the ministers had put on. So basically, he was saying we need to pay for the, I guess the
It was for the conference.
Yeah, the conference.
The conference.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say, regardless of what he say,
he
has cemented himself into history.
Yeah.
Culture, black people culture, and he still sparked the conversation in terms of the severity of the church. Is the church really helping in the community, or are we collecting all these fees for somebody else's pockets?
Yeah, for their gain.
Whose community is all of these monies helping? Is it really contributing to a real cause, or are we just paying fees?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What he said made sense because, again, in this era of social media, especially when it's something that's viral, people will chop it up.
For sure.
Just to make it go.
They're clickbait.
So I give him that, and, I did see he said, maybe, he did apologize for his aggressiveness.
Yeah, his approach.
Yeah, like the way he approached it. But what he said was valid.
Yeah.
But it's not going to take away the what you had the what you have blazed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You set a blaze on a conversation.
Like you say, I ain't no Bible thumper, but like they say, be a cheerful giver. Bring your tithes to the storehouse. Like what is
it? But what
do these tithes
consist of?
Facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Is it just a monetary thing?
My thing is people should know before they come to the conference or the convention. We taking money at the end.
Right.
If you make a flyer, be like, all donations are welcome.
Bro,
at the end of service. Don't have the conference and then at the end make the people feel like, oh, they got to lean on giving you money just because they received the message.
Hey,
these churches making club flyers now. you don't see the church club flyer, the flyer they having for the conventions. They put all the pastors on there, and then you know what I'm saying. They making club flyers. So on your flyer, at the bottom or somewhere say, hey, all donations will be taken up at the end. Just get people. In the world we live in, people want the real, bro. Nobody want to feel played on.
I mean, bro, those are the methods that they take.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, man, these churches, whether it's said or not, are 501c3s.
Yeah.
It's set up as a business, maybe a non-profiting business, but it's still order of operation.
Yeah.
And it deals with money,
and that's why
it deals with money.
I come from
bills got to be paid.
I come from a Christian family, bro. So I always say, everybody get the term for the love of money is the root of all evil. Some people say, money is the root of all evil. I feel like anything that's dealing with money, I feel like it's got. You walking a fine line of dancing with the devil. I feel like when money is involved,
too much anything will kill you.
Too much, bro. So it's like, bro, what are we really doing here? What was the intent? What was the intent? Real intent that God was meaning for the seed, or what was the seed? Was it finances?
One thing for me is like the text is up for interpretation to one's perspective.
That's what makes the Bible so great.
That's what makes it beautiful because I can pull from it. Now we can come together as community, as congregation,
and decide what we want to mean
and share perspective. We can build on these ideals. Like, what do we think? What do you think? Then you have said pastors / teachers or whatever they consider themselves, ministers, whatever.
Yeah.
And they can share perspective from a lane of being well studied, not that they are the all knowing, because they may call these institutions church. But from what from my understanding, and a person can chime in and share their perspective on that, the church is the person.
For sure.
The body, the temple, the body is the temple.
Like you said, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so when we come together, it's church then, but this building isn't the church. The person is the church. I do like the idea of, community coming together, we gathering, we can praise, worship together, and get into economics.
For sure.
But I don't think the church is really bigging up the community. I think it's more like a pocket grab. And I'm not saying all churches are on this, but I'm just saying, like, bro, every church should be a school.
Facts. It should
be
some form of education. Because I researched and before we went on air, and I just was curious, and I researched, and it's 120 churches here alone in the Circle City in Dothan, Alabama, amongst 120 churches. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. We need 120 churches, bro.
120?
What was all these churches when these YNs was running crazy 3-4 years ago? Man, our murder rate, our crime rate was through the roof, bro. And you telling me these still through the roof?
They going to other states. They going down.
And you telling me
I'm not saying that they was all from Dothan.
And you telling me these 120 churches couldn't, you know what I'm saying? What it was at then? Like, do you think also, like we were saying, like the back and forth in the division, we have on social media amongst,
the Bloods and the Crips.
Yeah. Not even a church, just black people, period. Black culture, bro. The division we have amongst black culture, man. And do you feel like the church plays a part in that? With it being so many, we got one God.
It's one
God and 100, but we need 120 churches to serve one God. Do you feel like they play a part?
Just to add on what you were saying in terms of the Wiregrass, under Christianity, it's over 45,000 denominations.
That's crazy, bro. Worldwide, how many again?
45,000.
Well, we praying to the same God,
and
bro.
So it's like. Again, and I think in a way it's beautiful because it's like, okay, that person's perspective, that person's perspective,
like
that person's perspective. Well, why we can't just come in and just build together?
Together, bro, together. And that's why
everybody want to be the one when we all the one. You know what I'm saying?
So much division, bro. So much division. But that's the old saying, divide and conquer.
But I do think that the institution of the idea of church, these institutions, they're just one of the many facets that create division. I think HBCUs create division. I think.
Oh, hold on now.
I think HBCUs create division.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because and I think that's a beautiful experience, right?
Hey.
But
the church folks telling us to hold on. Then when you say HBCU, I'm telling you that. Hey.
But I'm saying, like, these people come out of, you know, suppose this is black pride. It's black empowerment. You know what I'm saying? But these establishments aren't providing the said graduates.
Because like
the space to practice their profession,
and another thing is I feel
and
like
most of them leave the community.
And I feel like another thing what you're saying too, like the HBCUs may not prepare you for the real world because you ain't just gonna be working amongst your kind of people.
That too, but at the same time, it's like even into the individual who carry this said pride, you still come out and get into a European space
for sure. Facts. And I see where you're
going
with that
nothing,
too.
And nothing against that, but I'm just saying it's almost like a contradiction.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I see what you're saying.
And they say that we own them, but I'm like, do we own them? If we don't have our own governing body managing these spaces, you know what I'm saying? Because, and I know this could cause issue too, but like the NAACP, you know, but that's not a black entity.
Yeah,
it's infiltrated. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to be mindful of like, just like really be mindful and really want, like, if we really wanting to pour into our community, do that.
Do the groundwork.
Yeah, but it's so easy to take on these titles of division, or if I got this certain education, that puts me in a space that's just because a person didn't go to college.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. For lack of better words, I respect the position you put yourself in. So if you put the work in, you put yourself in a position, you've attained the knowledge, but then you've been able to apply the said knowledge.
Yeah.
Man, I can't do nothing but give you kudos for that, man.
Sure.
Respect it. And it may be something I can learn from, inspiration, you know, so. But that's a, you know, that can go on a whole tangent, you know. But I just had to share that spiel in the mix too, man.
We just need more, man. We just need more togetherness, man. We need to start standing more together, man.
You know, what you think about Trump and his decisions on the LGBTQ?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I know that can be a tough space, but it's like, I mean,
how I take it
nature shows us.
Yeah.
It's only two.
Yeah. How I take stuff like that though, like you saying, we saying about, you know, just coming together and all this, and like you say, we touched on that. I just feel like the old saying go, what you eat don't make me shit.
Same
man.
thing. Yeah.
Don't make me shit.
And my only thing with it though is just like it's being brought amongst many things, because one thing I do say when people talk about, you know, especially like old heads, they be the main ones. They playing all that homosexual activity on TV, but I'm like, hold up, they playing sex period on TV. Cartoons, like
all of it is damaging.
So they selling sex just across the spectrum. It ain't
we the most hypersexual, and that's one reason why it's so crazy, because like you say, we just hypersexual across the board,
period.
Bro. Across the board, period, man. And it's kind of like
so again, it's not that I have issues with the individuals, because it's like, again, what you do behind closed doors is your business. Take it back to that. What you do, that's you.
Yeah.
And as long as people aren't, you know, being foul, and, you know, because again, you can't be mad at the person for what they want out of life. Now that's when it becomes an issue. But if we in public and we in a public space sharing public, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, I ain't got no issue with you. Just do your thing. I do my thing. If I know you, what's up, Pete? Hey, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like taking it in the schools, you allowing a 7-8-year-old to say what they feel that they are after you done manipulated them to feel that way anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a lot of weird activity around that. You know, so I do like the idea.
It's a yin and a yang too with that, bro. Because like you say, people saying we need to put Christianity and God back in the school, and but take that out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, if you take that out, I feel like you also can't force your religion on said kids either. So that's another topic too. Cause I'm a Christian. By God, I'm standing with God, bro. But I also feel like, bro, I mean, whatever you believe in, that's what you believe in, bro.
Do we know if anything in that Florida situation, was there anybody from our way? In that, you know, all the shooting and stuff that was happening in Panama.
In Panama for spring break.
Yeah.
I really don't know if it was you know, coming from our way. I know a couple of years ago
it came from our way. But just on that, you know, I do, because at one point I was looking at the old heads like, why y'all scared of the young, you know, the YNs?
Yeah.
But then I'm understanding because they're desensitized.
Yeah, they desensitized. They
no,
have no care, no
attachment,
moral compass,
attachment
no
to
moral
emotion.
compass, no moral compass.
So it don't hit them until it hit
them, bro.
Like, oh, I'm hit.
Yeah.
Oh, this hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I got to do life.
This ain't GTA. This ain't Call of Duty.
Like there's no respawn.
Yeah, crazy.
Bro. You're not coming back. Yeah, you know
it's
what I'm saying?
crazy, bro.
That, you know, that's just what I saw from that, and I know we've been seeing it like a lot, but that was just one of those moments like, man, it's something.
We got to bring that village back, man. That's all it is, man. Bring the villages back.
Somebody said something too, you know, and I think we talked about it, where it was just like, because we come up in an era where the generations like after Gen X type, like you can't say nothing to my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe there's a trauma behind that, but once we got into that space, and can't nobody say nothing to my kids, I think that too.
We spiraled out of control.
Yeah, man, because you can go to auntie house and get towed up.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Grandma.
Neighbor. Shit.
Grandma.
Mama best friend will whoop you.
And you going to get it when you get back to the house.
For sure.
Hey, what I'm taking from this is just, you know, once again, accountability. Grace. We got to give each other grace.
For sure.
We're so fortunate that none of the kids, the staff, nobody lost their lives in this in the major weather that happened. People say bad weather, but is it bad? It's just a storm.
Yeah.
It ain't bad.
And after the storm, what did you see out
there? Man, it was beautiful out there.
Crazy. It was a life lesson in it, bro. If you ain't recognize, the storm came and what? The sun's gonna shine, bro.
You just gotta wait out the storm, man. That was beautiful right there.
For sure, bro.
But I'm just saying, man, it's like we quick to call something bad just because we can't control it. So is it bad weather? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a storm.
That's it, man.
And it's gonna pass over, man.
And that sun gonna shine in the
end, man. Hey. Hey, sunny days. Hey. Everybody loves them.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
can you stand the rain?
Can you stand the rain? That's what. Hey, it's probably what we're gonna title this. Can you stand the rain?
For
baby?
sure. For sure. That's dope, bro.
Yeah. But we know, as always, we appreciate all of our sponsors.
For sure.
Starting with Just Relax, Art Folk, CD5 Films, Gum. Big shouts out to our feature artist, Uzi Picasso. It's always a build up when you tap into the Southern flow. And what you got for him, Trey, before I close this out?
Hey, man. I always say, man, just appreciate y'all for tapping in, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. All the fellas tapping in, all the ladies tapping in, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no support going unnoticed, man. Yep. We just appreciate everybody for tapping in with the Southern flow, man. We here. We're going to put it in your face. And it's just like that, bro.
Just like that. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires. Only you. And we out. Peace.